I'm on the phone with David Munchnick, the men's basketball coach from Maine Maritime Academy. And, Coach, I understand you've just come out of the gym and had practice this morning.
Yeah, I had a good practice, and we've had really good ones since coming back from the holiday break. It's been nice to see, and we spoke last week about not really being 100% sure from year to year of what team you're going to see coming back off a holiday break and a few days away with home and friends and family and time off and kind of leaving them to their own devices when it comes to working out and staying in shape. And our guys did a really good job of that coming off the break, and it's allowed us to have good practices going into this weekend and getting back into the conference play.
When did everyone return back to the campus?
So we brought him back Sunday night, so that was January 3rd, and we've had double practices since then. So the first 2 days, Monday and yesterday, we had offensive skill work in the morning and then full practice in the afternoon. And today we flipped it a little bit and had a full practice this morning, and we'll bring him back and do some shooting and grab a lift this afternoon. So try to mix it up a little bit and then get going tomorrow with some film work on Husson and have a normal practice tomorrow and Friday and get ready to play on Saturday here at home.
Well, as we were just talking with Craig Dagan, I mean, you're now right into the meat of your schedule.
Yeah, no question about it, and that's why this week is such an important week for us as it was last year, and having both the time with no classes here, where you can do some things in the morning and the afternoon, and kind of having a week off, so to speak, of games, and just being able to practice straight through and tweak some things and add some things and improve both what you're doing from a 5-on-5 standpoint and trying to get the guys better individually, skill wise, and still we're so young, Chris, that it's such an important part of what we do in our program is not only trying to get better from a 5-on-5 standpoint and playing together and doing some different things, but it's also to make sure our guys development wise are improving both from a strength standpoint in the weight room and right now obviously it's a maintaining aspect more than building muscle mass and everything they would do in the off season and the preseason, but also staying sharp with ball handling and shooting and passing and defensive work and trying to break some things down from a 1-on-1 and 2-on-2 standpoint more than just the whole, but the part of the method as well. So this week, like last year at this time, is a really good time for our program, and then we get going on Saturday, like you said, with being home against Husson, and then having 2 straight weeks of 3-game weeks, and then by the time late January, early February rolls around, and you're playing back-to-back games on the weekend, and not a whole lot of midweek games, but from the standpoint of just trying to keep your guys rested and fresh, but sharp at the same time. It doesn't give you a whole lot of time to do those development types of things, and so this week is a really good week for us, and I've been very, very pleased with the effort. I've been very pleased with the way the guys came back off a break, and it's allowed us to have some really, really sharp practices.
We've got 4 games in the next 7 days, as we talked about it. Home against Husson, then on Tuesday the 12th, you play at UMaine Farmington, and then the following weekend it's a trip to Vermont to take on Linden State and Johnson State.
Yeah, and that's the thing about our conference, Chris. Like I was actually talking with Dale Duff yesterday, and we were talking about the conference, the NAC, and how it's kind of developed and improved over the last couple of years since I've been here, and Husson is going to be a very tough game. I mean, they're the first place team in our conference, the only team that's undefeated right now at 4-0, and then we go on the road to Farmington on Tuesday, and they haven't won a game yet, and they might be still winless by the time we play them next Tuesday, and it's going to still be a very tough matchup. I mean, they're very tough to play on at their place. We had a very tough game against them at their place last year, where it was a packed house and a very physical game, Obviously, Dick Meter has been there a long time and a very well-respected coach in the state of Maine. So, you go from playing the first-place team in your league at home on Saturday to going on the road on Tuesday against maybe, the last-place team, when it's all said and done. And if there's still going to be very, very tough games, very similar games, maybe not necessarily in the style of play and the pace of play, but in what we have to do execution-wise to be successful and come out of there with a W, and then going on the road, like you said, to Linden and Johnson next weekend in Vermont. Long trip, a lot of travel, and the back-to-back games. But certainly everybody in our league has to do it. You can't use anything as an excuse. You just got to go out and play the way we're capable of, and hopefully with our conditioning level being what it's been even the first semester, and now right now as we sit here on January 6th, I think it's it's one of our strengths of our program, and it's allowed us to be successful in that we play certain guys a lot of minutes, and they have to play a lot of minutes for us to be successful. But we're in good shape, and our guys are doing a good job, and we have 4 tough games here coming up, and I think we have a good shot in every single one of them as we go into the league play now with, you said, 3 games a week pretty much, and we're setting our sights on trying to be one of the top 6 teams in our conference, and being able to play in the conference tournament, and doing what we've done here so far, and being 2-2 in the league. It's given us an opportunity now to start to try to get some more wins and move up in the standings and put ourselves in a good position to not only be in the top 6, but to hopefully be playing for seeding as February starts to wind down.
All right, health of the team, pretty good shape right now?
Yeah, nobody's injured right now. Everybody's full go and been healthy, and now it's just it's just trying to find some other guys. I mean, we've been playing 8 guys in our rotation straight through to this point in the first 10 games, and I'd like to see a couple of our freshmen that haven't been playing as much. I'd like to see them start to get some time and start to develop and put some things together, which would lengthen our bench and give us a little bit more depth and versatility in certain situations, especially in those back-to-back weekends. To be able to play a 9th guy or even a 10th guy in our rotation would be a nice thing for our program, and be able to rest some guys a little bit more. But hopefully we can get that done and lengthen our rotation a little bit, and if we can do that, it'll make us a little bit more dangerous coming down the stretch.
All right, we'll talk to you next week. Have a good week, and hopefully we'll report back with a couple victories.
Yeah, sounds good, Chris. Thanks a lot.
All right, Coach. Thanks.